Hi, this is Mana. On this topic, I'll show you my GIF Animation workspace and how I set it up and some shortcuts that I use. This is almost the same setup that I use for After Effects, and this is efficient for me because I have a small monitor. It's a CCTV monitor. It's quite small, and so this setup works best for this. Please keep in mind the workspace that I will be doing works best for keyframe animations. We will be hiding a lot of stuffs because keyframe animation is mostly just canvas, the timeline, the subtool, and tool property. Also, I'm using Clip Studio Paint Pro, but this setup also works for X version. Okay, so let's start. Okay, when you first open Clip Studio Paint, this is the workspace setup that will greet you. First things first, I changed the interface display color or the color of the application. So let's go here to File, Preferences, or press Ctrl K on your keyboard. Go to Interface. I changed the density or the intensity of color to the darkest. This is a personal preference. I prefer a darker layout. You can go lighter by moving this slider to the right, or you can change the color to light and you'll have a very bright interface. Again, this depends on your preference. I'm choosing dark with the lowest or the darkest tone because my eyes are very sensitive to light. Then click OK when you're done. Next, look down here. 2 arrows to the edge hides the toolbar. 2 arrows opposite to the edge expands the toolbar. 1 arrow pointing to the edge minimize the toolbar. 1 arrow pointing to the opposite of the edge maximizes the toolbar. Okay, this works the same here. 1 arrow maximizes and minimizes. 2 arrows hide and expand. Okay, let's go back here. Again, this is for Keyframe Animation Workspace or GIF Animation Workspace. So we need this. This is our timeline. Expand this. Click this header and drag it out. Let's place it here at the left side of our screen. A big red line will appear. So now we'll let go and change the size to maybe more than half of this space. Okay. Speaking of this space right here, let's see here. There's a lot of stuffs that we're not going to use, so we need to hide them. Let's hide the navigator. Click these 3 lines or the option box. Click hide navigation palette. Okay, let's also hide the sub view palette, and let's do the same with item bank. I keep the information palette so I can check if I still have memory or if my system is stable. You need this to check if you still have RAM or if your system can still handle your workload or if your animation is rendering and stuff like that. Okay, so other things we need to hide: layer property, search layer, and animation cells. Let's also hide auto action right here. Remember that you can find all of the things that we hid on that window tab. Click window. See here. Here's the navigation, search layer, layer property, etc. Or these are all the stuffs that we hid. They're all here. Okay. So now we pull this tab up so we get more space for the layer tab and a smaller space for the information, which is okay and ideal because we only need to see this information right here. Now look here, this here on the side, these are quick access and material tab. I don't use the quick access since I prefer keyboard shortcuts, and I also don't use the material tab when I'm animating. Rather than hiding all of these tabs, let's just minimize this so we get more space. Again, click the double arrows to hide these tabs. Okay, let's go to the left side. Now you can see these color tabs right here, all of this. We don't need this, so we're going to hide them all. Again, this is a GIF Animation Workspace. We animate on this workspace. We don't draw, so we don't need this. And to be honest, we need more space. Okay, once we've hidden all of them, let's stretch this tool property upwards, leaving the subtool with a small space because we don't really need the subtool area. When doing keyframe animation, we need more of the tool property tab. Okay, so what else can we modify on this workspace? Let's check our timeline if it looks alright. Let's try opening one of my works. Okay, so this timeline looks confusing because there's too many thumbnails right here. So let's right click, thumbnail size. Let's choose none. Always remember when doing animations, always label your layers for this sake. And to be honest, you don't need thumbnails here because we can use the layer tab here on the side. And the thumbnails of here can serve as a reference because when we click on the timeline, we also highlight the ones on the layer tab. Okay? Okay, this next part is optional but wouldn't hurt. Let's make some keyboard shortcuts. So let's go to File, Shortcut Settings. You can see here the keyboard shortcuts. For the shortcut settings, it's just too much. It's amazing. Okay, my most used shortcuts for keyframe animation or GIF animations are image sequence, duplicate layer, flip horizontal, zoom, and hand. Okay, let's start with image sequence. Image sequence, this is my most preferred animation export method. So let's go to the settings area, main menu, file, export animation, image sequence. Then we double click, a box will appear. So let's just input our shortcuts on your keyboard. Just press the shortcut that you prefer. I'm going Ctrl plus M or Ctrl M. Next, let's go to duplicate layer. This is ideal when doing mirror animations. Still on the main menu settings, let's go to layer, look for duplicate layer, double click it. Let's input Ctrl J for our shortcut. Okay, flip horizontal. This is to check if everything is balanced or proportion. This just flips the view and not the whole image, okay? Again, we're still on the main menu settings area. Go to view, flip horizontal. Let's make this one an H. Okay, now let's go to some tools. My most used tools are zoom and hand. Let's make one for zoom. So let's go to tools, go here, zoom, double click. Let's change this one to Z. And for the hand, let's look for the move, expand that, and click here on the hand, double click that. The shortcut that I'm using is M. Okay, when you're done, just click OK. To save this workspace, go to Window, Workspace, Register Workspace. Let's label this GIF Animation because again, this workspace is ideal for GIF animations. Alright, so now we have a workspace specifically for GIF animations. Whenever you want to go back to drawing, just go to Window, Workspace. I usually use my Ubu, but let's go to Illustration for this example. And we go back to our drawing workspace. When we want to go back to our save workspace, the GIF animation, let's just go back here at Window, Workspace. Let's choose the one that we made, which is again GIF Animation. Okay, keep in mind that keyboard shortcuts are saved per workspace. So on the GIF animation, remember that we made a Ctrl J or duplicate layer. Once we go back to illustration, the shortcut doesn't save. Okay, so please keep that in mind. Okay, there will be times where you'll be moving some tabs here and there, and so for example, you move these tabs, and let's say you want to reload your workspace back to how you originally save it. You will probably try going back to illustration, then go back to GIF animation. If you do that, nothing will happen. So in order to reload back how you previously save it, just go to Window, Workspace, reload the name of your workspace. On here it's GIF Animation, so we click this and click OK, and there we go, it's back to how we save it. Okay, that's it. That was short, but I hope that was helpful on how you can set up your workspace. This is the one that I've started using for my GIF animations, and again, this works best for small monitors and animations that are not in landscape. Okay, that's it. Thank you for watching.